Today is Tuesday, December 19th, 2023. My name is Sarah McLeod. I'm your host for Proven Cures. Thank you for tuning in. If you are not currently subscribed, I encourage you to subscribe. This is a channel where I share the results of clinical research trials about various herbal and alternative medicine supplements with the general public, so you can get some idea about the usefulness and safety of these supplements that are mainly available over the counter from a clinical perspective that is often unavailable, especially like how a lot of these supplements are not FDA approved. So, not yesterday, 2 days ago, I actually did a video on a supplement called Curalin. There it is. As you can notice, this is a very no-nonsense, non-gimmicky looking product. They stand by their word via clinical trial that this product, when used in conjunction with metformin, can bring HbA1c levels below 7, thereby preventing graduation to the use of insulin to keep blood sugar levels under control. So after having shared the results of their initial trial in my video, what I promised was that I would go back and review each of the nine of the ingredients in this proprietary formula that has been found to be so useful. One of the ingredients I'm going to cover today is called Swertia. Each capsule contains 40 milligrams of that leaf. I really wish I knew how to pronounce it properly. Swertia, Swertia Chirayita. Hopefully that's how you pronounce that. It's Chirayita. And I'm not going to belabor this too long. I'm not going to share a separate clinical trial about this substance in this compound. What I am going to share is some information I found about various traditional medicinal uses for this plant and a brief safety analysis of it. So what I'm going to be reading from is an actual review titled "A Review of Swertia Chirayita as a Traditional Medicinal Plant." The authors are Vijay Kumar and Johannes von Staden. It was published January 12, 2016 in Frontiers in Pharmacology. So you can look that up. This review is actually available at PUBMED.GOV. So I'm going to open the PDF. And there's only, like I said initially, there's only 2 parts of this review that I'm going to cover here. And those include the various medicinal uses for the plants, because that's very interesting, and also how it has held up in safety analyses in various clinical trials, and so far as how the body responds to it, how safe is it. I did not see anything in this review that mentioned contraindications with other medications. It does work synergistically with the other ingredients in Curalin, and there were no negative side effects or contraindications with metformin or insulin, according to the initial trial. So let's see here. Swertia Chirayita is a traditional Ayurvedic herb, an Indian herb, used by different indigenous population groups in multiple ways for several medicinal purposes. The whole plant is widely used by local people for the treatment of hepatitis, inflammation, and digestive diseases, according to one publication. The wide range of medicinal uses include the treatment of chronic fever, malaria, anemia, bronchial asthma, hepatotoxic disorders, that means disorders of the liver. Then it says liver disorders, hepatitis, gastritis, constipation, dyspepsia, skin diseases, worms, epilepsy, ulcers, scanty urine, hypertension, melancholia, and certain types of mental disorders, secretion of bile, blood purification, and diabetes, which in this formula is what is being used to counteract hyperglycemia. Let's see. Traditionally, decoctions of this species are used for anti-helmintic use, which is referring to a specific worm that acts as a parasite in the body known as a helminth. So it can be used to rid the body of helminth worms. Hepatoprotective, so it acts as a protectant for the liver. Hypoglycemic, meaning it's been shown to lower blood sugar. Anti-malarial, so it fights malaria. Antifungal, antibacterial. Antifungal, I'm not sure if that means it's found to be antifungal if consumed, assuming there's fungus inside of the stomach, which happens, or in the bloodstream, or if it was used for a poultice for skin fungal infections, topical fungal infections. Antibacterial, same idea. I don't know if that's from using it internally or externally. A cardiostimulant, an anti-fatigue. So that's very interesting. So if you are someone who finds yourself to be kind of slow, feeling tired a lot, you may find benefit from consuming this plant. Anti-inflammatory, which is always good. Anti-aging, which can be directly linked to something which is anti-inflammatory. Anti-diarrheal, a protectant of the heart, and it helps in lowering both blood pressure and blood sugar. Now that is very important to pay attention to, because a lot of diabetics all have a comorbidity, have cardiac comorbidities, hypertension being one of them. So if you are taking something for your pharmaceutical drug for your blood pressure, then that is something you will really want to pay attention to if you choose to start taking Curalin with your Metformin, so you won't just be double checking your blood sugar, after meals and as soon as you get up in the morning, but you're also going to be checking your blood pressure to make sure it does not fall too low. And normal blood pressure, of course, is 120/80. Okay. I'm trying to see if there's any other traditional uses for this that would be important to know, and I don't see any here. So, pharmacological activity. Well, when we talk about the medicinal uses of the plant, that we're also talking about its pharmacological properties when ingested. I'm trying to see if I see anything that's different from what I just read before I go saying the same thing all over again. And and I do not. So let me move along here. Oh, look at that. Remember how I just said I wasn't sure? Oh no. That's in vitro. These are in vitro studies. So these are in vitro studies. These are cell lines. So these are the kinds of studies I do not normally include because they can't really tell us how a substance will respond in a person consuming it orally, which is how this is being consumed. So I'm not even going to include that in this talk. But if you are interested in looking at in vitro studies or even animal studies, I encourage you to find this review because it lists off all the references that they went through to include in the review, and you can do your own separate research if you so choose. So now we have a section here called safety evaluation, which I thought would be really important to delve into as well. So concerns regarding safety of conventional drugs are vital issues of pharmaceutical industries. Of course, we know that. Here we go. Here's the good stuff. So Swertia Chirayita can be traced through the medicinal history as a non-toxic and safe ethno-medicinal herb and has been mentioned in medical papyri. I haven't seen that word in years, right? It sounds ancient. Papyrus. It makes me think of those old school tablets that Egyptians used or something. But it's been noted to expel fever, which has to do with being an anti-inflammatory, right? Expel fever, relieve headache, inflammation, and to stimulate the central nervous system. Once again, that goes with it being an anti-fatigue medicine, right? Swertia Chirayita extracts did not cause obvious toxic effects in mice, as there were no significant differences in body weight and body temperature between treated and control groups. A clinical study, which is what I'm more interested in, what does the clinical study have to show? A clinical study conducted in 1999 concluded that Swertia Chirayita revealed no evidence of toxicity in both liposomal and niasomal forms. And I believe a liposomal form actually reaches the bloodstream the fastest. So they were checking to see, if we give these participants, Swertia Chirayita, in some kind of oral form that they can drink or swallow that will reach the bloodstream the fastest, how would the body respond to it? And it was found to be non-toxic, which is excellent to know. It goes on to say, furthermore, stringent efforts are required to further delineate the well-documented toxicological properties involving toxicity and mutagenic tests to evaluate the safety of this plant. Okay, so that's all I have for you. So far, it has really great uses insofar as being an anti-inflammatory, protects the liver, anti-malarial. But one thing to note, one really excellent takeaway from this to note is that if you are in fact monitoring your blood pressure and taking blood pressure medication, that should you start taking Curalin, which is awesome to keep your HbA1c levels under 7 and under control. you would have to diligently not just monitor your sugars to make sure they don't drop too low, but also diligently monitor your blood pressure, because this one ingredient, although it's only in there only 40 milligrams per capsule, still, because we don't know how much these study participants took for it to lower their blood pressure, right? So it's important to be able to monitor that while you're consuming Curalin. So I have 8 more ingredients here that this is the kind of information I want to pull, so you can have a comprehensive idea and look at what you're consuming and what you need to look out for while consuming this new supplement, right? To have a holistic look at your health. So I hope you found this helpful. Thank you for watching. I can't wait to find more stuff for you. Like I said, we have 8 more ingredients to go. So I have at least 8 more videos to do and bring more information to you. Thanks for watching. Bye.